to the Sphere. Riveting content, empowering your life. Welcome. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hi there. Hi, guys. Welcome to another poppin' episode of Hashtag episode 58. We have a guest for you guys today. Really excited to introduce the guest. But you know who's coming at you live and direct? It's your girl, Tiffany Noco. Okay, go ahead and follow me on the gram at _Tiffany Noco. And of course, we got my girl, Chris, in the building. What's up, Chris?
What's up? Hey. Terrific Taco Tuesday, everyone. All the T's. It's your girl, Chris Yvette. You can find me here. Television Magic below here. At IG, Shershay_La_Chris. Also my website, www.blackoutofthebox.com. Hot shit, new shit. Check us out. Just tight shit. Tight Tuesday.
Tight Tuesday. Ooh, I might have to steal that one. I like that. Anywho, before we can get started into our topics, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. And then he's going to go ahead and tell you about himself, what he does, his amazing brand and company. So we have today Mr. Elliot Guidry.
Hey, what's going down? Man, that was a nice, subtle intro.
Glad you like that.
Yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, my name is Elliot Guidry. I own Houston Trend Magazine, both the website and a local magazine here in Houston based on Houston's urban culture, music, politics, things that a young individual that proceeds themselves as a young professional would be interested in.
I like that.
Love it.
That's really awesome. So okay. It's really interesting to me because when I first started first of all, I started blogging. I still blog more so now for events. When people reach out to me to do media, I put all of that on my website. But when I first started doing blogging, I was looking for so many magazine companies. Like, oh my God, who could I write for? What could I do? Because like when you think Houston, you don't really think like I don't. Most people don't really think like high fashion scene or like entertainment scene. So I was like scoping for that, but it's so unfortunate I didn't come across like your magazine before then because I could have wrote for you. But tell us a little bit about what type of things you include in your magazine. What you cover, artists, so on and so forth.
So just to get a gist of the reason why I do it too was there was a lack of an avenue for a lot of Houston artists out here. At the time, there was only one major popular radio station out here, and that's everybody was trying to flood that door to gain some kind of spotlight. Okay. So me recognizing that there was a surplus of different talent because this was after the 2005 wave that Houston had. And I'm starting to see all these different artists come up that have their own different unique sounds. I decided to create an avenue to kind of put a spotlight on them. And it just kind of, I mean, I've built relationships with different artists. I mean, most of it is rap, hip hop, R&B, at least because that's the stuff I listen to on a regular days basis. So with that being said, I wanted to kind of create an avenue for them to kind of gain some spotlight, talk about them in a sense that I wanted to dive a little bit more and figure out who they are as a person, their character, their drive, why this is something that they decided to do with their life as far as creating music. That way I can connect as a listener to the things that they're saying also. So outside of music, we've done a lot of features on fashion, models, some politicians. Geez, the list goes on and on. I just kind of, anything that has struck my interest at some point, I wanted to feature it.
Right.
So literally, it's a beautiful gumbo mix of information.
Okay, gumbo. I like the way you put that. I think it's really important. I like the fact that you kind of highlight on local artists, and then also getting the back in on the reason why they're doing it, because and I talked to actually Zane. He listens to a lot of different music. Zane is our other co-host. For you guys who may just be tuning in, go look at some past episodes. You'll know who he is. But anywho, he listens to like an array of music, and one thing that he said to me when we were talking about it is that he kind of goes back to the backstory on the artist so he can connect with them more, as you said. So I think it's important because a lot of times we hear like rap music and what people are saying, and you kind of just like question like, what are they like? You know what they really talking about? Like, this kind of stuff don't relate to my life, or it kind of sounds almost fictional. It's like, okay, you really just saying that because it sound cool, but did you actually go through it? So, you know, when you have an article on it to get more of a glimpse into their lives, that's pretty dope.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that always interested me as a child when I used to read XXL sources, vibes, was I got to get a glimpse into who that person is that I'm listening to. You know, when Elliot Wilson was doing the articles for XXL, the way he would create these images, you know, when doing these articles, you literally felt like you were there with him, you know, while he was creating that scene and then describing the artist that he was talking about. And I wanted to do that for different artists because there really wasn't anybody doing that and kind of telling their story. These people are rapping their hearts out, and they at least hope somebody gets it. So if I can help them decode that in a way folks can understand, you know, why they're talking about these things, where they came from, then I at least know I've done my part. And that's the reason why the magazine exists.
That's so dope. First off, I would just, because when I finally put my website together, it was like tears of joy. I was like, I spent so many nights like on the phone with support. I can't figure out how to do this button or know how to work it. So I can just imagine what the feeling is like to actually flip through pages of a magazine, like stuff that you've created.
Yeah, man. I mean, so when I first started it back in 2010, it was just a website, but it was always going towards, this is going for print. I'm doing this because this needs to be a physical copy.
Right.
So building the website, taught myself how to make a website, taught myself, matter of fact, before WordPress or anything like that, I taught myself Dreamweaver. I taught myself code.
Wow.
And built my website, and then I mainly blamed MySpace for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got into all that, and then I had this computer. Listen, that's too much.
Right.
But nevertheless, taught myself these things, and then created the first website of Houston Trend Magazine. And then from there, just kind of creating different looks for it from that point. And then after everything at least kind of gained some notoriety, it was at least time for me to kind of put it into a physical format.
Right.
Because the name of the company was always Houston Trend Magazine. It's cool that you got stuff online, but let me see the magazine.
Right.
So once I started to get into the actual publication part of it, I had to teach myself how to create a magazine. One of the things that I personally take is anything that I can teach myself creatively and be able to do, I want to do it.
Right.
And I did it. You can look at the very first magazine to the one I just released, and you can see a mile difference.
Yeah.
It's dramatic. And I was looking at my first one, was like, oh my God, this is cringeworthy. But it takes those cringeworthy moments to be able to get to where it is you're trying to go. And I looked at the most recent magazine and seen how I designed everything front cover to back cover, and it's just I'm proud of myself. So that tear of joy moment was after I was like, this is awesome.
No, that's really dope. That's really dope. So just before we roll into our topics, because we're going to come back and get more information on our guest, ask more questions about the magazine. And if you guys want to know how you can be featured, what his contact information is. But I did want to ask, just before we roll into the topics, where can we get your magazine?
So I do have them online available. You can go to madcloud.com, search for Houston Trend Magazine, or you can go straight to HoustonTrendMag.com, and right there on the side, you'll see a little click, order here. So I got it available either way. Also, Google Play. I think I have them. They should be all available for free. Last time I checked, they were all free
really?
On Google Play.
Okay.
And because I wanted it at least to be accessible.
Right.
If you wanted a hard copy of the magazine, great, get it.
Right.
But if you're really interested in the stuff that we're doing in Houston Trend, I wanted some way for it to be accessible.
Got it.
And I have seen a lot of people gravitate towards it being on Google Play. So
that's awesome. Because we live in that
digital
technical,
era.
More so digital
Yeah.
era. People don't want to really pick up pages and fill them. They just want to flip through their phone.
Yeah, and for me, I'm old school.
I'm nostalgic.
I need. I'm about to start getting into vinyl records. I need to.
You should.
Oh,
I
wow.
definitely
That's
am.
That's so crazy that you said that. I have a coworker who has like 2,000. Her and her husband, they collect them.
See, and I was talking with my cousin the other day, and he was just telling me about just how they sound. He was trying to differentiate the difference between one record player versus the other. I used to work at Best Buy, so he was asking me information if I knew about it. And then from that conversation, it sparked, hey, we're going to collect vinyl. And this is going to kind of be our silent competition between each other. Like, folks can collect, baseball cards or whatever it is they collect. This is going to be our thing.
Gotcha.
So when I go get this All Eyes on Me and drop it on the table,
you're
like, got it.
That's pretty dope.
So, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. That was a lot of really good information. So glad that we have it. We're definitely going to touch back with our guest so that we can get more information about the magazine, and again we can recap on where you can find it. But we're going to these topics. So a lot of crazy stuff happened over this weekend. Some tragic stuff happened this weekend. But we will start with the foolishness first, okay? So this past weekend, okay, we all know that is, if you don't know, it's Fashion Week, okay? First week of September is always Fashion Week in New York. Okay, so we have the Harper's Bazaar fashion show where both Nicki and Cardi B was there, and a fight breaks out. Now, why does this fight break out? First of all, at Fashion Week, but it's because Cardi says that Nicki says something about her daughter culture, right? So she, we know how Cardi is, okay? She's pretty much the same person from Love and Hip Hop that she is now. She just glowed up a bit, right? So first of all, I have a question because Nicki said that she never said anything about her kid, right? You guys have heard the story, right? All the drama that's going on between them. We know that they've been having a beef for some time, but now there's been an actual confrontation. So Nicki says she never said anything about it. Cardi pops off. She throws her shoes. She leaves with a knot. All of this like crazy stuff that's happening at this couture show, and we have a lot of people with different opinions about it. So we have some people who's like, oh, it's definitely a fight on site, and then we have some that's like, that was not the time and the place. So I want to know what you guys think about it.
They're children. This whole thing with Nicki Minaj, I feel like she's baiting because she has an album out, which to me, it's probably like it would have probably been one of her better albums that she's put out.
Agreed.
Had she had not surrounded it with all this trash.
Right.
She came out the gate hating.
Yeah, she did.
And so now I can't even take the music that's on this album serious. I don't even want to listen to it because my first thought is you being trashy.
Yeah.
You know, you're being petty. You're doing stupid stuff. It's hard for me to take Nicki serious. Cardi, I just love because she is true and genuine to who she's been since day one.
Right.
That is true.
And I can't hate that. You know,
you can't.
and it's her ratchetness has become adorable to me.
Yes,
Ooh.
I agree. In
So-
a way.
Exactly.
In a way.
It's like a pug.
Yeah, it's like no, I get it. The attitude behavior is represents the looks of the pug. It's like, oh, you look at it, it's like it's kind of cute, ugly, ugly, fugly.
It's
one
like
of
okay,
those.
but look,
Yeah.
that's you.
Right.
And you don't. She hasn't wavered one bit.
Yeah.
You know, you said his friend, she was always scanning through Cardi B, and that's how I found out about Cardi B was through her Instagram. I don't watch.
Yes.
I don't watch the VH1 shows or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just no,
Yeah.
no, not happening. Nevertheless, that's how I found out about Cardi B. It was like, who is this squeaky, sound like Cat Stacks want to be like,
Yeah.
and so I never understood it.
Yeah.
And as she started to dive into this music character that she has built herself to become, I got it. Was like, oh no, this is who she truly is. This is not a facade. This is legit.
Right.
So
Yeah, she
with,
really ghetto.
and the music reflects everything that she is.
That's very true.
Yeah.
She's a wildflower, but I can talk about Cardi B all day, but nonetheless, the situation that happened with her and Nicki, and it's just been baited by Nicki the entire time. Nicki wanted this situation. Now Nicki has a situation.
Unfortunately,
And
feel that way.
truth be told, if it sticks to music, truth be told, bar for bar, Cardi cannot handle Nicki
This is true. That's the crazy part.
because
She raps so much better than her.
because she writes her own music. And
Nicki's just a better rapper than Cardi to me.
cadence, no.
No.
Cadence,
I agree.
I can't give it to Nicki. Reason being is because Cardi B feels a little bit more appealing to me. I can listen to Cardi B's album and not feel like Terry Crews on the white girls, going, whatever. But with Nicki, and like I said, had it not been for this last album, I can't feel myself listening to Nicki on a regular basis.
Really? Not
I
even
can't.
Pink Friday?
No,
Pink Friday was so good.
no,
What
can't
you
do
think,
it.
Chris?
Well, the way I feel about the situation, I think I have to agree with Elliot. I think Nicki was definitely baiting for sure. The thing that bothers me more than anything is the response from everyone. It's like, oh, that's so hood. That's so ghetto. That's this, that's that. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like if I'm being pushed or if you're going to poke the bear, continuously poke the bear. After a while, I'm not going to give a good goddamn where we are, regardless. And then it trips me out. It's like, oh, because it's Harper's Bazaar and it's Fashion Week. Oh my God, white spaces. How dare you interrupt, the white spaces. But it's like, but if this mess was in a black space, it would be like, oh, that's just normal, But, oh, because she has to sit here and put on this face in this space and be this person. And like Elliot said, Cardi is who she is. You know who she is. It's not a facade. She's not playing. It's like after a while, she's going to sit here and she's going to get you. It's only so much poking the bear that you can take. So I feel that Nicki is an instigator.
She is an instigator, for sure.
And then you have Queen Radio. You have this platform with Beats One, Apple Music, for God knows whatever reason they gave you this platform for you to talk all this.
She was talking hot shit.
All
on
this
there, too.
buffoonery and nigga shit, and it's just I can't. I'm over it. I mean, for one, we don't necessarily know the details of the situation. We only know what one person says. We know what one person says, but we don't know the specifics or the exact details. So who are we to really sit here and be like, oh, well, this person this or this person that? All I know is, and that I see, Cardi's the type of person where if she is pushed or poked or prodded, it's only so much that anyone can take. I'm sure if anyone talked about my mother, my child, or whatever, if I hear about it, it's only so much crap, especially if I approach you on multiple occasions with it. It's like, look, okay, bitch, I've had it. I'm just going to have to slide this hoe right now. So I'm not saying it wasn't right or wrong, but it's like, it just trips me out. Oh, she's so ghetto. Okay, how would you feel if somebody talked about your mama repeatedly? Or your
she was talking
child?
about her kid.
But
Well, that's what she said allegedly.
Allegedly. But still.
But I mean, because we really don't know what was said and what really popped her off. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Cardi just seeing Nicki would pop her off, to be honest, because she's been talking so much shit about her that it's like, okay, you know, she keep that same energy that you had with Miley, keep that same energy with me, and she did. But I mean, no, she didn't. She really didn't. She really didn't. She really didn't.
Personally, I feel like Nicki has gotten tired of the "what about this other female rapper" comment.
Yeah.
Because for the longest, Nicki has been on the top of the female rapper hill.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's easy to say that. When Nicki first came out, she was popping. There were no female rappers.
Exactly.
So she didn't have any competition.
She was in a space all by herself. Didn't have to worry about.
That's true.
You know, what do you think about this person? I mean, when she came out the gate, Lil' Kim got it because that was the last real female rapper that we really had.
This is true. And I think that her whole thing with Cardi is because one, I personally feel like Nicki don't know how to handle another successful big name female rapper being in her space.
Though.
I don't think she knows how to handle it because of the simple fact that when she came out, there were no female rappers that was touching what she's doing, and now you have one that is. So it's I don't know how to share this space. That's why I feel like she has this entitlement of okay, this is my shit. You came in when I was already doing it, you know.
I think she's delusional.
I also feel like, you know, because like you said, you mentioned that people had that whole comparison with Nicki and Lil' Kim when Nicki was popping, and you seen what happened to Lil' Kim. She took a whole back seat, even though we know that Kim is, you know, she's a legend in the rap game as far as music goes. She took a whole back seat, and I feel like Nicki's going so hard because she don't want that to be her.
Well,
'cause it's easy for that to happen to her with the way that Cardi's career is going.
Right, but at the same time, I think also when Nicki came on the hip hop scene, Kim was already kind of low key faded. You know what I'm saying? She really wasn't there anyway. But I don't understand why we're gonna sit here and it trips me out because with hip hop, you have all these men beefing all the time to the point where niggas out here getting shot and murked on, you know what I'm saying, or just whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's with women, it has to be one. It's like Hunger Games. There's only one, you know, and it's just no, I don't understand why we can't share that space. Why do we have to sit here and allow, I don't know, the male patriarchy sit here and tell us how to run stuff? It just really blows me. But we're not gonna get all into that.
Well, and I'll even give you a different perspective to that. It's so far and few in between female rappers to where it's only so many that you can name. It's tons of guy rappers out there. Yeah. So it's easy to say, you know, all these guy rappers they can beef and they can be out here in this space. But when you look at, you know, you can probably count on one or two hands how many relevant female rappers there are. There's a slew of male rappers.
Right.
Different genres. They all have all their different vibes and all that. You know what I mean? So you can easily say, okay, well, you still got this guy popping and this guy's popping, and they ain't got to cross paths at no certain point. But because it's female rap and it's only so many, they're going to cross paths. They're going to somehow, you know, intertwine. The question is always going to come up, well, what do you think about this person?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You don't have, there's not going to be a person interviewing a guy rapper asking him, well, what do you think about this person? They're in the same lane as you.
Absolutely.
And it's 100 other folks too.
Right.
There's only far and few in between different female rappers, so it's always going, since rap is a competition thing, it's always a question. And I guarantee Nicki has gotten tired of that question.
I can. There's, I mean,
sure
there's
she
other
has.
reasons why that happens too, but we'll get into that a little later, okay? Because there's definitely reasons why they would interject a woman's interview with asking you about another woman, but they won't do it to a man. But we'll get to that a little later, okay? Because that's definitely a topic to bring up. But I can tell. I'll leave it on this note. Here's how I feel about Cardi. I feel like she just made the wrong decision. It was definitely a pick your battle type of thing, and I personally feel like she just made the wrong decision. Now, other people may have different views and opinions on that, but that's how I feel. But I'll tell you a decision that she did make that was good. Now she get them teeth fixed. 'Cause we know what you was rocking with before, girl, and that's okay, because we appreciate that humble beginning. But I'm gonna tell you, Houston, how you can glow up and get your smile taken care of just like Cardi, okay? Because this portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team works tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680. Right, you guys? Be like Cardi and get them pearly whites taken care of, okay? Okay. Right. So moving on from that note, we're gonna roll into our next topic, a very touchy subject that we want to get into, and that's going to be, unfortunately, it's just kind of weird for me to have to report this because literally last show I just talked about him last show, but that is the death of Mac Miller. Definitely took everybody by surprise. This happened on 9/7/2018. It was reported that he was found unresponsive of an apparent overdose. However, that has not been confirmed. His actual way of death has not been confirmed. They are still doing a toxicology report to get the final results to determine his actual cause of death. So it's there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. First of all, we need to address just the culture of drugs and drug abuse in the entertainment, the hip hop, just realm world. It's like, how do you really, what approach do you take to kind of solve this problem when you have literally and it's not even just confined to rap or hip hop. It's literally like every genre of music, there's some type of drug abuse, and it's viewed as cool, but it's like, how do you get people to realize that this is a serious matter and it can potentially end your life? So I just want to know what you guys' take is on that, and then the Mac Miller death just in a whole.
All I got to do is look at Ozzy Osbourne. He scares the ever-living mess out of me as far as doing something and then that being me at that age, where I can't coherently say one word without my wife being able to translate for me. He looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He looks like he probably is going to croak over any day. And that is due to the substance abuse that he has done in through his entire life. So that keeps me away.
Right.
The consistent topic of substance abuse through different music genres, you got to look at people's environments first and foremost, because all they're doing is reporting their environment, whether it's in rock, whether it's in rap, even in country. You'll have a few here and there talk about whatever it is they do. in those environments, you have folks that, will distribute or, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that then affects, the person that, is recording the music. I think that particularly with Mac Miller, he had a comfortable space in being high. And whatever it was that he was also on, because there's no way that he was just on one thing unless it was just one thing and a lot of it,
Right.
That sealed the deal. I don't think however he did it, it was malicious. I think he was just chasing that high.
Right.
And, well, the door got closed on it, unfortunately.
Right.
And I had this conversation earlier. If he was doing something that was making him busy, working, that wouldn't have been the case. He was just on Twitter the day before talking about how he wants to go on tour. Well, heck, if you were already planning it and doing this, that, and the third to be able to get to it, you wouldn't have had time to OD. Now, I'm not putting him at the blame or saying what he did, was a terrible thing, because that's a thin layer of ice to even dance on.
Yeah.
But yet again, I'm going to go back to, I don't believe he was trying to kill himself.
Right.
So that's the side of the ice I'm going to skate on.
Right.
I believe he was just trying to find some comfort in whatever it may have been going on in his life, and those substances was providing some level of comfort, and he just went over. This is a very touchy.
It's a very touchy subject
because of all the layers that are there.
Yeah, it's very touchy.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But you, Facebook Live, if you want to hear a little bit more about our topics, we're going to continue this shortly. But if you want to hear more about, Mac Miller, Fashion Week, U.S. Open, as well as just Nicki and Cardi, all of the things that we have going on, we ask that you subscribe to our show on all the major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback, of course. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends. Also, donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thespear.tv/donate. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Oh. Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
Did you have something to touch on with the Mac Miller?
I do. As someone who, I'm a very big advocate of mental health. I say this almost every show. I can't stress mental health enough. And I get where Elliot is coming from as far as, I get what you're saying. You're not trying to place the blame on his lack of or his schedule. But I feel like there's a thing called functional depression. There's a thing called being a functional drug addict. I've seen it. I know it. I haven't done it, but I'm very aware and know of it. And, some people need certain things to function. I'm not saying that he needed it, but clearly it's a deep-seated issue that is way deeper with his drug abuse. And I think, if you feel as if you are, if you have any type of dependency on anything, you definitely need to seek the help and speak with someone as soon as you can. And the research that I have done on Mac Miller, I actually really liked him. I liked his last album, The Divine Feminine. I don't know if anybody heard it.
He just dropped the album Swimming. It's really good.
Yeah, I like the one before that. I've heard a bit of Swimming, but I really liked The Divine Feminine. It was actually really good. But with him, I really, really wish that he had some more support in his life, because a lot of people, from what it seemed like, they knew and they were aware that he did have a drug problem. And it was an issue. I can't sit and say I wish he had that support, because he probably did. But he definitely needed some assistance to get him on the right path to go seek help and go further with that. But mental health is very, very big. So,
well, okay. So you mentioned like people knowing of it.
Yeah.
How do you really? Okay, I clearly don't have friends that like do drugs, heavy drugs, you know what I mean? But, and then to me, like, the whole concept of being a functional drug addict was like, that was a new concept to me, because honestly, just growing up, anybody that I've known that, like, and you know, keep it real, you know what I'm saying, I grew up in the hood, crack. If I knew, like, you was a crackhead, you did crack, you weren't functional. You just weren't a functional person. It's like, it was very obvious that you did hard drugs, right? So when I kind of, like, discovered that there's users and not addicts, that was like a new thing for me. So how do you, because people just like live their everyday lives, and you just don't know that they're behind the scenes like taking a bump. And I've even like in my adult life, serious, in my adult life, I've come across people who just like have it, how should I say, socially, you know, like cocaine is like social. It's like, oh no, just like a little bump, you know, it's okay, like I'm not gonna get addicted to it. To me, that's fucking nuts. But people are functional fucking drug users. It's like, how do you really tell the signs? And when you feel like you know the signs, what you do?
I mean, I've been in a similar situation, not me being the user, but knowing someone who was a functional alcoholic. So I mean, you just have to, it's certain things. If it's like, okay, you're drinking in the morning, like when you first get up, like you need to go do this. You're really thinking about, oh, if I get vodka, you won't be able to smell it. This is going to, you know, I'm just saying, when it's a lot of, no, like seriously, like when you start to see this person literally waking up, going to work, going to class. And this was a really good friend of mine personally. So I started to really notice like, wow, okay, I get it. Before, when we were turning up, having a good time, it's college. You know what it is. Niggas gonna turn up. Just happens. But when it's outside of that realm and I start seeing you like, I can't get up without this. Like, it's really, the codependency is strong and real with that one. And when you see it, I know for me, you have to know your audience, right? Just kind of like how we're talking to the audience here. Hey, audience, you got to know your audience. You know what I mean? You have to know how to approach that situation, how to speak to that person. And certain people, of course, you can't come at them like you want to. You can't come at them hard like, nigga, you have a problem. No, it's going to scare them away and probably going to drive them further into whatever hole that they're in. But sometimes, I mean, some people that works. Sometimes that method works, but that's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. You can't approach everybody that way.
Oh my gosh.
If you at least let them know you see it.
It's
you know, it's like,
that's
hey,
true.
You may want to, because so many people hide from the fact that I love this person. They may feel some kind of way if I tell them, you know, I think this might be an issue.
Right.
You know, and some folks will be on the defense. And then, like after you say it, if they jump on the defense, like, hey, I just want to bring it to your attention. You do what you will with it. Mm-hmm. You know, if you want to do something about it, we can work on it. If you don't feel like you need to work on it, just know I'm here.
That's it.
So,
yeah. So...
I'm just like, I feel like I need to force them to rehab. And I know that's not realistic, because I actually dealt with, I wouldn't even say friend, really. We were coworkers, but everybody knew she was an alcoholic. If you at work with a fifth of vodka and you drinking it straight from your fucking desk,
well,
you're an addict, okay? You're drunk at work. Yeah. You're crying. You're bringing your... Like, we all knew she had a problem, but it's like she refused to realize that she had a problem. She just like, no, I'm okay. You know? And it's like, I can't force you to go. You're a grown-ass person, but what do I do? Because I can't force you to go. Even if I call someone and say, hey, they need help, they can't force you to stay. What the fuck do you do?
It's just mentioning to them, you know, like, hey, I recognize that this may be a thing. And then that's really sometimes all it takes. You know, saying, hey, why are you sipping before 9 a.m.?
Right.
What in the hell? You know, mentioning whatever it is of your concern to people. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't do, is mentioning whatever it is that concerns them about a person to that person.
That's
people
true.
won't even tell somebody they stink.
That's true.
Or they breath stink. You know, I mean, little stuff like that. Like folks will walk away and like, hey, man, you know, that person stink. I ain't going to say nothing to him.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they don't know because they around this funk so much to where it ain't hitting their nostrils. You know,
right.
But I mean, but that's realistic.
Yeah.
So if you're going through it day by day, if I'm waking up at 8 a.m. and the first thing I need to do is take me a glass of Henny before I even hit the J, and on my break I got another glass of Henny, or I got my little flask in my jacket, I might have an issue.
Right.
I might. And 9 times out of 10, if this is what I'm doing, and I recognize that this may not socially be acceptable, I'm probably sneaking away and doing it.
Yeah.
You know, but you can smell liquor on somebody.
You can. Yeah.
I've been at work with folks.
What about cocaine? You don't always know that people did
you can-
cocaine.
Well, you can kind of peep.
There's this.
Yeah, there's a lot of nose and sniffing and a
You
lot
know.
of. It's a lot of facial.
But the moment you see you see it, they have allowed themselves to become so comfortable with the habit that they have allowed themselves to be out in the open about it. Like, hey, you don't just do that out in the open.
Wow,
That's true.
Yeah.
crazy.
You
That-
know, like,
It's
first of
nuts.
all, the moment I see or hear somebody doing that, I have to just, like, I'll mention, like, hey, look, I can't rock with you on this point.
For sure.
Right.
You know, like, we're done.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can't do it no more. You know, because this may be a reoccurring thing for you, or you may think it's comfortable enough that you have gotten comfortable with me to even try to offer me some. And
Right.
at that point, I got to lose my religion on you.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. You don't come at me cockeyed
I've
and
had
crazy.
that
with,
happen.
Nah,
You want a little bump?
No.
No, and I'm about
fuck
to
out
go.
my face.
And I gotta
No,
go. What
the
the
hell
hell?
you-
No.
No, but you know
I've
what else?
literally had
You
that
know what else you
happen.
got to check people on to when you realize folks is out here just spending money frivolously and crazy. It's like, damn, where your check going? I don't know what's up with this money. Folks just spending money just out of line is crazy. So, with that being said, this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy today. Please contact Houston Housewives of Finance at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you today. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. So make sure, you know, when you see people have that money issue, you got to check them too. You might have to send them on to Houston Housewives of Finance.
Send them to Houston Housewives of Finance, and
Yes.
then also check their pockets for a little bump.
Oh
Anywho,
my God.
before we move forward,
Not a little bump.
before we move forward, I'm
God.
gonna give y'all some quick facts that I found fucking just bananas to me, and this is from the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, and I just want y'all to know these facts because I really want this to hit people like hard. Go like check on your friend. If you do drugs yourself, you know, have a moment of self-reflection and try to figure out, like, is this something I just do casually or is this a fucking problem? Like, you know, there's a thin line in between, like, nah, bro, I just, you know, every now and then a little something here and there. There's a thin line between that and then, like, lying to yourself and not realizing that this is a reoccurring fucking problem. So, you guys, this was reported in 2016, okay? 63,632 Americans died of drug overdose, okay? 66% of those deaths was from opioids. That was from ages 15 and older, all races, across all levels of urbanization, with an increase in males ages 25 to 44 of all demographics. And over the year, it's increased by 21%. That's a lot. And we're talking about just in America. We're not talking about the scope of the world. If it was the scope of the world, then, I mean, that's still a big number, but that would be a small number amongst all the people in the world. This is in America. That's a lot. That's a problem. That's an epidemic. So you guys, you know, just be aware of your habits and just don't do drugs, okay? Just don't do drugs. Yeah.
Agreed.
For sure. Especially if that shit was cooked up. Now,
Whoa.
if it's grown out the earth, you know, might have to talk about some, you know what I'm saying? You might let that slide every now and then, but they had to cook it up with baking soda and shit like that. I don't know the recepe, but if they had to do that, you might not want that. Anywho,
Be mindful, guys.
Be mindful.
Be smart.
Be smart.
Bro.
Seriously.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. This was like crazy to me too. What's that? It's like some chemical fluid that's used for cleaning. People drink it.
Are you talking about
No, it's like
what?
some toxic chemical stuff that people drink.
That's because
It's-
people in jail create.
Oh, you talking about they
their
make that tub wine?
formaldehyde. I don't think that's the
it's
word.
something along the lines.
Something
of what
along
you're
that
talking
lines.
Mm-hmm.
But they take OJ and they take some cleaning detergent.
Oh, yeah,
and
toilet
then they
hooch.
they extract it, and then this is the stuff they drink.
About. Crazy.
Don't ask me why I know what it's called. It's
That's-
toilet hooch.
I seen
That's
some
more crazy than
documentary on
sure.
it.
Behind bars.
That's more crazy than Sherm. When I found out what Sherm
I seen
was,
Lock Up a lot.
Wow.
So
Ooh, that movie scares me. Cannot
Lock
watch
Up,
that. It just-
any of the lockups, they make
does
toilet
something
hooch,
to
toilet wine,
Oh,
all of the drinks.
Oh, I was talking about the movie.
Oh, no,
that's-
I'm talking about
that's-
legit Lock Up.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Girl, that movie, cannot watch that. Anywho, we're not going to talk about that one. Want to scare y'all away, okay? Because if you've seen that movie or any clips of it, you know it's a very terrible thing to watch. Rolling into our next topic, and because we only have a couple minutes before we close out the show, so we're just going to briefly touch on this subject because it was very big. And then baby girl came and like spilled the beans for us. I was a little upset about that. But we're talking about the season finale of Power. I think I just dropped it down. I'm just going to leave it at that and let y'all attack it because I know we all watch Power in here and we all have some feelings about that season finale.
I guess I'll briefly touch on it. So let's just do a quick wrap up here. Tasha got Silver killed because Ghost jealousy, but Ghost, he was gonna go anyway. But I feel like Ghost really seeing him. If I see whoever I'm with and I have like the killer mentality of Ghost and they are like fucking like my current whatever, they gonna go too. So they're gonna go. I'm saying
Audacity?
they're going to go.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I get it. Yeah, I'm saying if I'm Ghost, like, I get his motive because it's like, I am the breadwinner of this household. How dare you? I'm not saying that what I can do is right, but how dare you go out and then you gonna fuck this old baby ass, just sucker ass, lame ass nigga, all the asses, this nigga, and then it's like, then y'all are trying to sit here and get it in on the side of some type of car, like y'all really out here, G's? Y'all not. That's why I'm gonna kill you. And he did. So
And he did.
And that's that. And then like Tommy and Ghost, this has been building up since season one. The lack of trust,
say
the
since
lack of
season
integrity, the
2.
dishonesty, all of this has been building from the very beginning of their stories ever since we've seen
Yeah.
it. So I think as we seen, Tommy was going for Ghost. There was no question. He was going for Ghost. But then when he looked at it, he was like, damn, I got Angela. This is even better. You know what I'm saying? Now you're going to have to suffer and feel what I feel, not just from my father, but from Holly and all of these people.
Think that he was going to kill Ghost, bro?
Yes, that's who he was going for. There was no question.
His intent
His
was to
intent
go
was
kill
Ghost.
Ghost.
Y'all,
Angela
that
Ghost
is
out
nuts
the
to
way.
me. I'm sorry. That is so crazy. I just can't even wrap my mind around that concept. First of all, here's the thing. I don't count anything out for Tommy, bro. I just don't. I feel like he will skin somebody alive while people are watching. I just don't count
Probably.
anything out from him. First of all, let's
If he's
only-
asked to, I feel like he would.
He
He would.
would.
I don't doubt this.
Let's get to okay. We're talking about Tommy. Okay, let's get to Keisha dumbass. She only living because she dumb. That's the only reason why you're living, because you fucking stupid. Because if you were smart and you would have said, no, nigga, I ain't testifying for y'all no more. You got me fucked up.
No.
She would have died on spot.
She played it
just
smart.
dumb.
I don't think we give Keisha enough credit.
Keisha
honestly.
dumb as hell.
I don't think we give her enough credit. I think we've seen, we're like, damn, bitch, you're stupid. Like, yes, we've seen this. However, you've seen how her whole character arc completely changed at the very end.
True.
Oh, you're going to go. I know where you're going. Okay, I'll be right here when you get back. I think Tisha, Lord, not Campbell. Keisha have been. I think this is who she is. I think it's just it took time for her to get there, and also I think you had to have that level of honesty with her, which nobody has had.
No, they
Tommy
haven't.
was the first person to really sit there and be completely transparent with her. Like, yes, it was unspoken, but it was I understand.
You want to know why I like the
Bro.
pairing of Keisha and Tommy so
What's up?
much? They are both characters are the most loyalist characters out of that
Facts.
show.
That's true.
That's very
Keisha
true.
has remained loyal to Tasha since day one.
No matter what.
Tommy has remained loyal to Ghost since day one.
This is facts.
They both have been put through the ringer
They have.
in these crazy Ghost and Tasha situations.
This is true.
Tommy has had to, even so much so to where Tommy has had to play the ghost role for himself, and that ain't Tommy's character. Tommy is the worker. You can tell from season 1 he wasn't the thinker.
No.
He was the one to go get it done. So his loyalty to Ghost played a role into that. Keisha's loyalty to Tasha from the money laundering. Hey, I'm down. Just let me know how to play this role.
Right.
That's loyalty. At
Correct.
the very end of that scene, Keisha's loyalty to Tommy shined in that last scene.
It
Like,
did.
hey, I know what you're about to go do. Once you go do that, I'm going to be here. We're going to figure out how to jet out of this place as far as possible. Because we don't need to deal. We don't need this in our environment anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Keisha, her loyalty, yes. Has it caused her to make some silly decisions?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But anytime you're loyal to a person, you got to ask yourself, you have bent over backwards to a point to where it's probably questionable of your intelligence whether or not that was the right decision.
This is true. Been there. First of all, I got a question for Keisha, okay? And who she loyal to, because we figured out that you loyal to Tommy, but I just want to know, where's Cash overnight bag at? Where is it? Where is that?
There's no baby.
There is no fucking baby. That's the only lie she done told all season. I gotta protect Cash, girl.
There is no cash. I
Cash
think
is
she made cash
ching-ching.
money millionaires. I think
she
that's
ain't
what
got
she
no
means.
kid.
No, for the 99 to 2000, it's cash money millionaires. That's what she's trying to protect. She doesn't have a child.
Crazy.
She doesn't have a child.
Okay, this is what really made me upset, bro. Because obviously, okay, so we all know in Power, if a character dies and that death is not confirmed, they ain't die. We know that. We seen that shit with Kanan. If it's not confirmed, we don't see no body really just like croaked over. They didn't die. Okay, we just waiting for them to come
I think
back.
she's talking about Angela.
Angela. But this is what really pissed me off, bro. I wanted me being into this show. I know she ain't going nowhere. She's the main character. I knew she wasn't going anywhere, right? I had to watch it a couple times because, like, where they shoot her at?
She got shot right in the heart, though.
Is she gonna die? But here's what pissed me off. Courtney Kemp
She said she not dead.
put on the Instagram that she didn't die.
Yeah.
Damn, girl. Everything don't need to be on Instagram. I needed that suspense for a whole year.
Courtney who?
That's the writer, executive producer. However, but let's
I needed that.
Well, I mean, but
Let me wonder about if she coming back or not.
but people lie. I mean, let's look at Insecure in the episode where Issa has been swear for the past couple months. She swore Jay Ellis will not return. He is not on this season. Blah blah blah. And that's what you have to do as a showrunner. You got to let these look. I'm trying to keep some shit suspense. I can't let the audience know everything. And then lo and behold, here go Jay Ellis back.
I didn't
He's
watch
back.
it yet.
Oh well, sorry, he's back.
No, I already knew.
I'm gonna be
Girl,
watching.
social media
Sorry,
ruins
he's back.
everything for you. There is no. If you don't watch it at midnight, and I had to let people know that too. I hate y'all motherfuckers that watch shit at midnight and y'all think y'all got to tell the whole story for people who gonna watch it the next day at the regular time. Shut up. Shut up.
I just log off.
Shut up.
Can't say I watched Insecure on a regular basis, but I will be watching it next week. My cousins, the Rosewood Thieves, they're actually being part of the score for the next episode. So one of their songs is going to be in the episode. So I will definitely be watching that.
Okay. That means you got to catch up. You got to catch up.
A little bit. I did watch the last one with the Coachella.
Yeah, that was the
situation.
very last one.
Okay. I did watch that one. But, it's just new characters to me.
Absolutely.
They were all drunk and high.
Yep.
For sure. Well, we have definitely there's so much to go on about that season finale. I can't wait for season 6. I'll say that much. But we are dwindling down on time for the show, unfortunately, because I know that you guys are enjoying our company. But just before I give our guest the floor to tell us again about his great magazine, where we can find it, where we can get in touch with him if you are trying to be featured, because we know we got some inspiring models that are out here watching us and doing their thing. I'm going to let you know who pay the bills, who keep these lights on, who keep your girls shining up in the studio. I'm going to let y'all know who do that up in here, because this portion of the show is sponsored by The Spear. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Spear. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and your inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thespear.tv. Alrighty, you guys definitely reach out to us. We are, as you can tell from our show, from our setup, from our tech and our sound, we're an amazing platform, and you definitely want to get G with the shit. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let our guest tell you again where you can find his magazine, where you can get in touch with him, and then we'll get ready to close out the show. But, you guys, don't fret. If you haven't, if you're just tuning in and you haven't caught all of what the amazing stuff he said about his magazine before, go back and watch the episode. We will be on all of the platforms that I just told you, so you can definitely recap on that. But, Mr. Elliot.
Hey man, I gotta say before I even mention anything, this was awesome. I am thoroughly. I don't want to say the word impressed because it feels like, no. But looking at everything, the moment I walked in, the place is beautiful. Legitimately feel like
Thanks.
I made it. But walking through these doors, you feel like, oh man, okay, this is what's up. But as far as the magazine, Houston Trend magazine is the name of the magazine. HoustonTrendMag.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Houston Trend. You can follow me on Instagram at Houston Trend. Same thing with Twitter. Same thing with Facebook. Try to keep it super simple. Elliot Guidry is where you find me personally. How you get involved in the magazine or try to be featured, I don't really take requests. You just have to be making noise. Something about you has to gravitate me to you. You can't send me an email saying, hey, I got a hot song. Great, beautiful. Sounds great. I like it. What else? Because if you're looking to come into Houston Trend and think that it's going to do something for you, I'm also looking at the same thing as, what are you doing for yourself?
Hello.
You have to give me something to want to talk about. Yeah. There's so many people that oh God, so many people don't know how to do interviews. But,
yeah,
I'm not going to be pulling teeth trying to get a good story out of a person.
Right.
I need to already see the story.
Absolutely.
And if I'm not seeing the story, it's very difficult for me to want to talk about it.
Facts.
So, how you be featured? Stay consistent. Do what it is you love, and do it to your best ability to where it makes enough noise, just enough for me to say, "What was that?" Oh, that's dope.
Right.
I need to check and see what's going on over here.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Love it.
For sure. That's a really good pointer, okay? Because you guys think that what we do is easy, okay? It's not as easy as you think to just get in front of a mic and just be talking hot shit. You gotta know what you're doing, okay? You gotta know how to engage people. So that's a tip to all of you guys who may be out there considering to go ahead and get your advertisement with The Spear. Let me tell you something. We can work it out. But it has been a really good show. We definitely appreciate you for coming on.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Enjoyed your company. So we're gonna get ready to close it out. But Chris, go ahead. Actually, Chris is gonna take it out for us. So
okay.
Thank you, Elliot, for coming on. We appreciate that. It's Tiffany Noco. It's been great. Follow me on the gram _Tiffany Noco, and then I'm gonna roll it over to my girl Chris.
Fabulous. First things first. The distinguished Mr. Guidry here. Thank you for dropping gems and all of that. And as he said, stay consistent, make noise, and don't make songs like Die Line, Die Line, Die Line, Die Line, and Die Line.
Mo fire.
No. That's not gonna get you anywhere to be in Houston Trend Magazine. So definitely thank you for dropping those gems. I can't stress that enough.
It's just about making noise. It's about being consistent. It's about following through.
Yeah.
There's tons of artists out there. What's different?
Absolutely.
That's true.
That's it. So take those chicken nuggets, get yourself some honey mustard, and you dip and you serve yourself and eat those gems, okay? Eat those nuggets. I'm telling you. Yes, indeed. So this is your girl, Chrissy Vet. Thank you for watching #. We surely appreciate you or listening to the #. So like, share, comment, subscribe. If you would like to hit me up, I am here. Magic is gone, but below at IG at Shershay_lie_ Chris. You can find me there, as well as my website, www.blackoutthebox. Your girl, Chrissy Vet, Tiffany Noco, Elliot Guidry. We out. Bye.